Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you can tell from the title of this video, this is Athena's 3-month-old update. So as you guys know, back in November, I ended up having a baby, and now she's 3 months old. It's actually, she was turned 3 months old on February 1st, but obviously it's like 2 weeks later, whatever. So I figured I'd do from the time she was born up to the time she's 3 months and kind of give you guys an update and see how things went, because obviously, like, you know, now she's not doing things that she was doing. I mean, now she's doing things that she wasn't doing back when she was newborn. So let's get started. So she was born November 1st, and I think that's like All Saints Day, which I didn't even know that until somebody told me that, and I was like, oh, I'm not Catholic, so I wouldn't really know that, but yeah, she was born on All Saints Day, so I have an All Saints Day baby. Well, pretty much when she was born, she was doing typical newborn things, you know, but the crazy part is literally like after, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 weeks that she came home, she started wanting to lift her head up by herself, like completely by herself, like not even a month old and already trying to hold her head up. Like you would just kind of hold her like this and she would literally just pull her head and kind of try to hold it, and I was just like, that's cool. It was definitely a little bit different than Riley. I started to realize that definitely like the different growth patterns and like how she's like I don't know, like I honestly don't know. I feel like she started doing things a little earlier than what Riley was doing when Riley was baby, but she started doing that. Then you know, at first, you know, breastfeeding was crazy. Well, it didn't hurt, but it was definitely a lot of cluster feeding when she was about a month to like 2 months old, and now she's in 3-month-old you know, breastfeeding phase where, you know, she's starting to cluster feed a little bit, but it's not as bad, and I really don't mind it either as much anymore. It's kind of like whatever. But as far as her sleeping, she would wake up about I would say about every 2-3 hours to eat in the middle of the night when she was about 1 to 2 months old. And once she turned about, like, I want to say at least about like, yeah, when she was about like 8-9 weeks old, that's kind of when she started to kind of sleep through the night. I mean, she does still eat in the middle of the night, but it's not to the point where I have to wake up every 2 hours to feed her. Now it's kind of like she'll wake up maybe once or twice to eat in the middle of the night, and it's normally not, it's not as long either. We did have her last checkup she went to, I think it was only when she was about a month old, because her doctor's office is really occupied. So normally she's supposed to have a 2-month checkup, but she didn't, so I'm just like, whatever. But she actually goes to see the doctors, and then next week. Here she is now. Ooh. And at that appointment she had weighed I believe 10 pounds 11 ounces, and at that point she was only about not even like a whole month old at that point. But now she's definitely a lot chunkier, and especially a lot longer. She's so funny. She's like looking at the camera. She like this is another thing she loves to do now. Like, but she hates pacifiers. She will not take to a passy. She completely hates it. And oh my god, is this thing focusing? Okay, it's focusing. She hates pacifiers. She doesn't really take them. As far as bottles, I am trying to get her used to a bottle, because once I start to go back to work, which is very soon, just waiting for my start date, but once she does go, once I start going back to work and Matt starts to watch her at night, he is obviously gonna have to bottle feed her. So but we're, you know, not doing formula, we're definitely doing breast milk. But yeah, she hates her bottles. So actually the bottles that I have, I'm actually going to try to do a review on them, because I have tried out a couple, and she's only taking to maybe like 2 out of like the 4 we have. Oh, she's like moving the camera. But now, as far as her being 3 months old, oh, another thing she did a lot too when she was about a month old, she would like kind of like try to like army crawl, which was funny because she actually legit is trying to crawl, which is crazy. That's another thing that I want to bring up with her doctor, because I did realize that she is spitting up after every single time she eats, and I'm not sure if it's because she's overeating or if she has a reflux problem, because normally when she spits up, it's not just a little bit, she spits up a lot. And not just that, but another thing I have to talk to her doctor about was her cheeks. Now her cheeks, if you guys have watched on my vlogs, I think I mentioned that she had like a little rash on her cheek, and she's just getting over it. Like I just bought, because I thought it was eczema, so I did try eczema creams, and I actually didn't think about this, which a cashier at Walmart actually brought this up to me when she saw her face. She was like, hey, it might be a dairy allergy, and then it clicked. I was like, oh crap, because Matt's lactose intolerant, and I used to be lactose intolerant, especially as a baby. Like I could not have dairy, period. So with her, she might just actually be lactose intolerant, and that might be what's giving her that rash all over her face. But so I mean, I thought it was eczema because me and Matt both had really bad eczema as kids, but it's not. She does have eczema. It's normally on the same spots. I used to have eczema as a kid, but on her face, like on her cheeks, I feel like it's definitely a rash. And I started to put Neosporin on it, which yes, it is safe. I asked to make sure if it was safe, and yes, it is safe. So I started putting Neosporin on her cheeks, and they are getting a little better. It's still a little red, but it's definitely not as bad. It was her cheeks were terrible the last couple days. Like she had like scabs on her face. Like it was really bad. I mean, it was healing, but it was bad. So I cut dairy out of my diet completely just because she cannot have dairy. So I'm going to try that and see if that's what, you know, the case is, and see if that's actually what's been causing the rash on her face. She's been doing really well. This month she, you know, like we did a lot of tummy time since the time, you know, she was a month old, and she knows how to hold up her head by herself now. She's 3 months old, and she is pretty much trying to crawl. Like she like kicks up with her feet when she's on her stomach, like she wants to crawl. So she's definitely getting to a crawling stage. I would call it maybe about like at probably 5 or 6 months, I can see her crawling. Like I can definitely see it. She doesn't like to lay down anymore. She wants to stand all the time, like be held standing. If not, then she wants to be sitting up. She hates laying down. She definitely lost all her hair. When she was born, she had tons of hair, and she's losing it all. This baldy. And she's starting to grab at objects as well. She likes to grab at toys now. I have a little jumper for her, and I put her in it, and she plays with the toys. I feel like she might be teething soon, if not already, because she likes to stick her hands in her mouth a lot, and she drools, and obviously those are signs of teething. And not to mention, like, her gums look a little inflamed, which normally that's another sign of teething. So I wouldn't be surprised if I can see a tooth popping out within the next month or so. But I don't know. Why? Ooh, see, she's puking. Oh, what are you puking for? A lot of people say she looks more like Matt than she does me, and I don't know. I feel like she looks like me, but then again, she makes faces, and sometimes she looks just like her dad when she makes those faces, so I don't know. But as far as interacting with Riley this month, she's been really noticing Riley, and she's been interacting with Riley a lot more. Like, Riley tries to bring her toys and plays with her, and they play together, which is great. I'm really excited about seeing them two actually play in, like, Riley's little playroom together once she gets to that phase. But then the only thing about that is, and obviously I have to put away all of Riley's, like, small toys so Athena doesn't, like, choke on it or anything. Pretty much it for the most part. I mean, as far as, you know, everything else, I would say everything is going great. She is in 3 to 6 month clothing right now. Like, this is 3 to 6 month right now. And as you can see, it's a little tight on her. That's why I actually have in her swing back there, I have another sleeper, because that one's like, I believe, 6 to 9 months, and she is literally like growing out of clothing like no tomorrow. Like, she's only 3 months old, and she's in 3 to 6 clothing, 6 month clothing, and that's actually seeming to be a little too small on her at this point. So I'm actually gonna bump her up to 6 to 9 months to see if that'll fit. So she is definitely growing a lot faster than Riley did. Riley didn't grow this fast. Riley was like always on point with like clothing sizes until like obviously now. where, you know, she's a little ahead, but like once she hits that age where she's supposed to be in that appropriate like size, then she's in that size. Like for a prime example, right now she's in 3T and she turns 3 in May, so it makes sense, you know. But for this one, she's like 3 months old and about to be in 6 to 9 month clothing. So I actually just went on the Target website and was looking at some outfits and stuff to buy for her, because I know for my baby shower I got like tons of 3 to 6 month clothing and 0 to 3 month clothing, but I didn't get a whole lot of 6 to 9 month clothing. And Riley does have some clothes, so thank God I at least have that to hold me off until, you know, I have to buy some new clothes for her. But that's not going to be a problem. I'm actually about to buy them actually right now. I just bought like a couple different outfits for her to wear, so especially because once I get my car starting like next week, I'll be able to take the girls out, and obviously I'm gonna take them out looking decent. I'm not gonna take them out in their PJs. Oh, and for Valentine's Day, she actually has this little bracelet that I put on her ankle, because obviously I don't want her to, you know, try to chew on it. It's on her ankle, but it's really, really cute. And Riley got a pair of earrings for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day was yesterday, that's why I'm mentioning it in this video. So, if you liked this update, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of Athena's 3-month-old updates, if you want to see more of Athena's developmental updates, then please subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.